got to move. You got to move. Oh, you got to move. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move.
This is by far the latest devotion vlog I've recorded. And I've got to tell you, it was a bit of a surprise to me how discombobulating it was all day long. Seriously, like it changed my energy levels, everything. It was really strange. Little did I know that I had become a creature of routine. So maybe in a way this was a blessing in that you never want to pursue spiritual pursuits out of routine, but maybe out of a joyous obligation. And I don't mean obligation in a bad way. I mean it in the way, I think it's guri in Japanese, maybe? I don't know, someone can make fun of me and laugh at me now, because I only learned that from Wolverine comic books, because he would talk about duty or obligation, and I swear it looked like guri in the comic books. It seemed so cool to me. I was like, well, if Wolverine has a sense of obligation, then it's cool. But yeah, I never want to do this out of a sense of obligation. I want to do it out of a sense of joyous worship. But I do. I made RT laugh. So, funnily enough, today was about the denial of Christ and the ways in which you can slip up, and maybe one that I know I have suffered from throughout my life is becoming perhaps a little doctrinally obsessed. Not obsessed, but I don't know. I come from a family where we definitely argue doctrine and possible interpretations of, previous biblical scholars' points of view, and what he really meant, and how this fits into the bigger picture, and then how that means we should follow things, and blah, 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 blah. And I definitely can have intellectualized my faith at various moments in time throughout my existence. And I guess I'm sort of rediscovering now, almost in reverse order, the joy of just a communion with a creator who cared enough about me to sacrifice for my eternal salvation. And that's can be a hoot. Just a positive hoot. And then I don't always have to break it down, or, I don't always have to understand it. Because ultimately, again, if I could logically understand everything God told me, honestly, that's kind of weak. If God doesn't confuse me a little bit, then I myself am God, and I don't buy that. I've met me in many places of many types of honesty. Not God. Not always happy about that, I'll tell you, but not God. In other ways, sometimes that's sort of there was one thing my devotion was talking about this morning, sadly misunderstood him. And suggesting that there's something about, like, Mary Magdalene weeping outside of his tomb that was just as intimate and just as lovely and just as important as, being able to quote scripture to somebody, or knowing how John Calvin and St. Augustine differed on theories of predestination. And I believe that. So I'm trying to explore the sensitive side, perhaps even one might say the feminine side, to be sexist about it. Stubbornly doubting something, like doubting Thomas style. And that has definitely happened where I've been like, oh, okay, well, the Lord just doesn't work that way anymore, and it's not going to work that way in me. This is about, I have to do this for myself. And really all I'm doing is closing off doorways in which I can be enriched by just a spirit outside of myself. Watch that one, Brendan. Watch it. And then the third one was selfishly denying him, which, I don't know if I've done vocally in the Peter way before the cock crowed thrice. But I've certainly fallen short of fully singing in my joy of Christ, which I should have no shame about. Why should I? Why should I remain silent? And I think by my silence, I've probably fallen quite nastily on that side more than a few times. And what a shame. Because what do I have to be ashamed of? from something that has really been the central glory of my existence and shall continue to throughout all eternity. What's my problem? Why do I keep getting in my way? It's ridiculous. Or even more importantly, why do I keep getting in his way? Riddle me that, Sam Hain.